Take Charge family, Take Charge Tarot family. Hello, hello. Greetings to you, and it's my pleasure to greet you. I'm pretty excited about today's reading. So it is a pick a card. Fun fact, I kept insisting to Spirit, I only need 3. I tend to be like a odd number person, 3, 5, 7, 9. Don't really know why, but I'm sure there's a good reason. But anyway, and it's funny that I would ask for 1 card, it kept giving me 2, it would make it even. Anyway, long story short, I go to count up once everything's flipped out and I think I have 3 cards. Sure enough, there was 1 behind another card, so I had 4. So here we are. Spirit usually wins, right? I am highlighting, so I've loved crystals since I was 10 years old. I mean, not to get too biographical, but basically when I was 10 years old, went to Venezuela. This is a long time ago, a long time ago, and discovered rocks. You know, there are mountains there to climb. Anyway, this deck will be coming out March 1st of this year, and this is being recorded late night, January 17th of 2021. And again, this is coming out March 1st. Do not ask me how I got it. I did. It was at a store. I just picked it up and then found out subsequently that it was not due to come out till March. So as one who loves crystals, and I can't possibly, at least not easily, have like every crystal that I would love, these are fabulous and they're very clear. The colors are beautiful. I guess I'm giving a quick plug for no reason really. I love these cards. If you are into crystals and you don't own every crystal that you want, and or you would like to learn about the various healing properties of crystals, I highly recommend this. If this doesn't interest you, ignore everything I've just said for the past minute. But it's just, I wasn't looking for this. It found me. So I'm just really happy about that. I'm being on it all even. So what do we have? Here are 4 piles. The first pile is clear quartz, and I will read you what it says, or actually maybe I'll just put it up here so you can read it. Psychic abilities, enhanced intuition, mental clarity, and magnified energy. So just for your information, that's on the card itself, but the booklet has a page, of course, that goes into much more description and information and has lovely color. So again, it is a colored guidebook. The pages are sort of glossy magazine material, a little bit thicker, and beautiful colors. Smoky Quartz dispels negative energy, home protection, earth connection, and achieving career success. So that is Smoky Quartz. I just want the words to be a little bit more visible. All right, hopefully it looks backwards to me, but I hope it doesn't look that way for you. Azurite, divine guidance, stillness, new connections, and astral travel. And there's that one. And finally, Aragon star clusters. I have seen this, but I have never seen the name, so this is wonderful. Aragon star clusters, earth healing, grounded, stress relief, and vitality. This feels an awful lot like second and or third chakra. All right, but I do not know that definitively, so just don't take my entire word for it. So these are the 4 options. As you probably read in the title, this is about specifically a no contact person. So what do they want you to know? You're not in contact with this person. This is your person, or the person that you're curious about or have on the mind, our heart. We will see what spirit wants you to know from that person's perspective. And I do have to tip my hat. I found a wonderful, I'm always, as somebody who has a channel and has a business doing this, I also love looking at other readers and looking what other people are doing. And I found a wonderful reader. And so I wanted to give credit where credit was due. I think I saw it was a no contact reading in his page, and I will put his his YouTube address down there. The name of his page is Empress Wisdom, I believe. It's either Empress Wisdom or Empress Tarot, but it doesn't matter what I'm saying here because I'll get it right in the description box. And of course, as always, like, subscribe, all the good things. Okay, so that's the intro, and with no further ado, I shall begin with clear quartz. And okay, those guys over there. Let's let you be here. All right, 553. Okay, clear quartz. This is your reading, my dears. I'll just keep that there for your, I don't know, reference if you want to look at it. Psychic abilities, enhanced intuition, mental clarity, magnified energy. So that is what you felt drawn to, or you chose, whatever the case is. And this is looking at what is your person, what does your person with whom you are not in contact want you to know? They could talk to you, maybe a first person thing. What do they want you to know? And give me another shuffle here. All right, Spirit, give me what, did I take off my scarf? What does Spirit want a clear quartz group to know? Or rather, what does no contact person want them to know? What does their person want them to know? Ooh, we got one. Okay. Give me 3 cards. Two more of a single. 2 more cards. I wasn't going to do it this way, but jumpers seem excited, so we'll let the jumpers do their thing. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. Oh, okay. I just saw those, but we're not going to. And 1 more. Okay. Whoops, that was a lot of cards. Okay, 1, okay. Yes. All right. And making sure my cards are still, yes, they are. So let's see. We've got Justice, Ace of Swords, and Strength. Interesting. Well, your person is definitely dealing with personal power stuff. We can look at it, of course. I don't know what it was, what happened in your relationship with them. I'm not getting the feeling that, I'm getting the feeling that your relationship with this person was not, okay, I'm just going to say what Spirit's saying. Not too long ago, but also not just yesterday. So there has been a period of time that you haven't had contact with them. And the sense I'm getting here is that they have sort of, rather dramatically, for no other way to put it, gotten their shit together. Now, I don't know what kind of shit we're talking about. So if this is someone, let's say, who is very accomplished in the career or financial arena, then they maybe were a mess emotionally, or just really needed to do a lot of work. Maybe, so that could be like the shit they needed to get together. Or if, using the same image, if they were very focused on career and success and that was doing well, perhaps they didn't have any time. So, you know, you can't, time is sort of the currency in many ways of relationships, right? So if there's no time to devote, you can't really have much of one, generally speaking. So this is definitely a sharp person. I mean, I'm getting, like, I hate using words like this, but they feel smart. So that, you know, the world sees them as a smart person. They are articulate. They are even, they see the world clearly. You know that how there's some people, I'm not one of them, I don't think, but there's some people that they just, it's not even that they're like, oh my God, they're so brilliant, but they just speak and you just like, you're like, you know what, that's pretty, like, they're clear-headed, right? Your person's like that, again, we're not putting them on a pedestal here because they had some kind of mess while they were with you. But it looks like, let me get some, can you clarify the Ace of Swords, please? What's going on here? Because I see growth in that area. Clarify Ace of Swords for me, please, Spirit. Okay. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they didn't know how to, okay, that's easy. By the way, you have there are four major arcana cards here. So this is Justice, the first one I pulled. These are, I kind of consider, this is just generally sort of the main thing going on. Ace of Swords, communication, clear thinking, and strength. Strength is a very, like, at least certainly in this context, a very embodied, when we're talking about strength, we're definitely not talking about muscles, right? We're not even talking in this case, this isn't a mental energy. Not that it couldn't be in another reading, but here it is not. But they are feeling a sense of kind of like groundedness, but it's like, I'm getting an image of a person who, again, going back to that smart thing. See, because this is airy energy, right? Now, this is where they were, and they've kind of phased into this. So Justice means a lot of things. But what you need to know here is it is ruled by the sign Libra. And Libra is what's called cardinal air. A cardinal sign is the purest expression of that element. For example, it's the airiest of the airs. You know, it's the one that's just like, if you want to see an air sign, you go look at a Libra. A Libra's like super air, whatever that means. I'm being obviously just using some very general terms here. Cardinal water, Cancer. I mean, they're like water. Who's the other one? Cardinal fire, Aries. I mean, they're like the fieriest of the fire. And since I'm just doing all this, Capricorn is the cardinal earth. So it's like they're very, very earth. So I say all of that because my sense is this person wasn't, it's just kind of their makeup too. It's not like that there was anything wrong with them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of us, but they were just sort of airy in their head, not like, I keep getting this, like they didn't have a weight. They didn't have like weight in their gut, in their body. It's a really strange sensation I'm getting because it's as though they were very much in their head. You know, they were and probably are still thinkers, but like they hadn't, fire in the belly keeps coming up. By the way, this is Strength. I don't know if I showed you, which is ruled by the sign of Leo, which is a fire sign. It's like they got a fire in the belly over time. I don't know. We can look at it, of course. I don't think it's necessarily what you may want to know. But if it is, comment section. That's what I love about those. They have gained in the time that you guys have seen each other. They have gained this like fire in the belly that is of a sort of like, I'm okay nature. I'm not going to fly away. So they were the sort, I hope you're following this because I'm sort of following it. I feel like I want to draw it and I'm not really much of an artist that way, but Spirit's like, it's almost like they could float away. You know, they're like so in their head. I'm getting this like image. They're so in their head, they could just float away. And then in the time they've seen you, and I know this looks like, it can certainly be like sexual energy. It has that vibe, but it really isn't like sexual. It's not like a genital thing. It's not, saying sexual feels kind of close to it, but it's more like, yeah, I guess maybe that's a decent sensual, like, I hope I'm making sense. I don't personally, this doesn't make sense to me exactly, but again, it's what I'm getting. Fire in the belly. So maybe fire in the belly speaks to you is what Spirit keeps saying that over and over again. So they're just kind of more in their body. They're more, they exist more fully in this physical incarnation. That's what I'm getting. And so I was like, okay, so we already have someone who's in their head. And again, not in a bad way. They're sort of, they're mentally competent, you know, they're just, They've probably gone through the world and people have told them, and probably rightfully so, they're smart. They're smart people. But this is something different. This is like almost like mental clarity or mental expression plus, extra. And I asked Spirit, now mind you, just for fun, these are 2 major arcana, which means big deal cards. They're life path cards. There are 22 of them in the deck, and they're a big deal. There's 56 other cards, and then there's 22 of these. Well, you've got a total of 4 out of 5 in this reading. So there's something up with this person in your life. They're definitely, I mean, I get that it's one of those relationships that were really significant. I'm getting that if I were to say something like they're a soulmate, that's like a reading after this, but that's not what this reading really wants to communicate. That's not what they want to tell you, but they do want to tell you. So we've got Venus and the moon, which are very much about feelings. And even though this is Venusian, it really has a watery vibe to it. But Venus rules Libra and Taurus, so it'd be more like a Taurus thing. But, it really is about receiving. It's about pleasure. It's about literally enjoying fruit. So there's pomegranates, on her dress traditionally, and they're kind of here too. But it's very much about receiving sensual things, sensual pleasure, but really it could be of the sexual variety. I just am not getting like this massive, strong sex vibe, but it's just because it's not relevant. That's not to say you all don't have a connection. That's not to say that this person is somehow not sexual. Like, none of that is true. It's just that what they really had to work on was getting into their feelings, and they're there, but they really, for them too, this is for them and also to be in any relationship, they really have to, and are clearly working on and have begun to really focus on how to clearly express what is going on the inside, which I would venture to guess, based on what I'm seeing here, that was a huge challenge for you and that this person, they just couldn't. And I don't know, something's happened. I mean, let me take a step back here. Whatever has happened between the time you and this person were in contact with each other, it's had a huge impact. I'm getting everything from having lost you, because you're still with them energetically. Whether they think about you every day or it's the typical, like maybe at night, but that's not like the point. They are very much, there's something in them that, like, if someone asked them point blank, who have you loved in your life? Like, for reasons that they don't even understand, they would just say your name. So there is something about your relationship that was just incredibly impactful for them. And you're still in them, you're with them, like you're in their molecules. Now, let me take a minute here, just to be careful with your feelings, if this is you, and if this is speaking to you, that this is very much, I guess Spirit just told me to say this, like, Spirit is not trying to say, they're coming back right now, you just hold on tight, that's not the message here. That may happen, okay, that could be down the line. But what Spirit seems to be setting up here is letting you know, while you have not been in touch with this person, they have been doing their work. And I don't know if they were like, it might be a combination of they were ready with they were forced to deal with themselves. And that could be, again, life circumstances. I'm getting the feeling that they were very depressed. Possibly, like, really, they got to some sort of emotional low. And again, with this person, it's not somebody who you can tell, right? It's not a low that anybody would see, right? So it's not like they lost their job, they lost their house, they were homeless, they were on the street, they became an addict. It's none of that. They could have been an addict, but they presented to the world as very successful, having all of it together. And nothing could be further from the truth, at least emotionally, right? And you could even say in a spiritual sense, but you knew that. So that was what's different about this connection, is that you really saw this person and liked them for who they were. And there's no question they feel the same way about you. This is one of those readings for me that feels a lot like tune in for next time. Like, this is a work in progress. And I say this about you and this person. I don't get the sense that you have been waiting for this person. I see that you have, you, unlike them, again, we're not putting you on a pedestal. We're not saying, oh my God, you have it all together. But in the context of this relationship, you were definitely more adept emotionally. You had maybe better tools. Maybe you had done more work. Who knows? But comparing the two of you, you were definitely way ahead emotionally, mature in the emotional sense, able to express yourself. And I feel like this is a work in progress, which is to say, because there's something in me that's like, well, are they going to get together or not? Is this person going to make an extension or to communicate with this person or not? And Spirit's not, I don't even mean to ask that, but again, I guess I'm asking it in my head. Spirit's saying, tune in. So that could be as simple as, tune in for the next pick card reading that I do, which I usually do them about every, 2, 3, 4 days. I try to get at least two to three a week. That's your reading. It's a really intense one though. Definitely took longer than normal, but definitely, you know what I would recommend? Clear Quartz group. Honestly, and certainly I'm available, but I'm in no way plugging myself as the person who needs to do this, but I'm wondering if you wouldn't benefit from a reading for yourself. If you're curious, if this doesn't sate you, which I honestly could see where it wouldn't, because it's sort of like, well, okay, now what? If it sates you, great. And I did my job, so to speak. But I'm getting the sense that for some of you, you might benefit from getting a personal reading. And I say that only because there are some heavy hitters in here. You got some heavy cards. This is not what I would call like a light reading, or like, oh, this is just everyday stuff's going on. You've got 4 huge cards, and then your one card that isn't a major arcana is an ace. Aces are huge. So that's what I have for you, Clear Quartz. I hope that helped in some way. And yeah, till the next time. Again, like, subscribe, and what's the other one? Like, subscribe, comment. Right. I read all the comments. I answer all the comments. So, all right, take good care. All right, group 2. Hello. Let me see where we are here. Okay. Group 2, how are you? Group 2, you're not group 2, you're Smoky Quartz. Just to remind you, this was you. And I have to say, this is gorgeous. This is probably, I don't own a Smoky Quartz, but man, do I love that sort of amber brown color of the quartz crystal. All right, so we're looking at, what do they want you to know? Your person with whom you have no contact right now. Okay. Looking for, I think I might just cut the deck unless a card flies out right now. Let's see. Spirit, if you have a card you want to fly out, let it fly. Okay. I need 2 more, and you've given me 2 more. Okay. Spirit's that way. Let's see what we have here. Oh, nice. Okay. Wow. I had some heavy readings today here. Well, okay, I'm getting this immediate feeling that even though you have no contact with this person, you know how they're doing. So I don't know if you guys are social media friends. I don't know if you have mutual friends. I don't get it like a stalking vibe or a, you might even be friends. You might even be, even though you're not in contact. I'm getting the feeling that in this particular, in your particular instance, it's not unheard of for you all to call each other every, like, way, when I say so often, I don't mean monthly or even with any kind of regularity, but you might send a quick note, hey, how are you? You know, an email, a text. But this person is very much like, I don't know who broke up with who, to be honest. The first thing I thought was like, oh, they broke up with you. But I'm not going to answer that, because I don't think that that is relevant here. What is relevant is that whatever happened in your relationship with this person definitely put them on a path of self-exploration and self-discovery of enormous depth. Honestly, this feels really good. The cards feel great. So what do we have? We have Princess of Cups. This is essentially where they are now. But what I think, you know, it's a great card, right? So it's Page of Cups. I really feel like you guys are still in touch with each other, even though I know this is a no contact reading. This might be just for some people. You guys still feel something, and I don't know why you broke up. I think someone broke up because they were scared or they weren't ready. Maybe one of you was younger, or I'm getting like just not out of another relationship for long enough, either recently divorced or just got out of a huge relationship, or you were, gosh, I got graduated from high school. I mean, this is an 18 and over channel, of course, but, you know, whoever's watching, you may be over 18, which is obviously good. But I mean, this is a relationship that did not have a lot of damage, like collateral damage. This was just one of those, one of you went to college, and so you just, you know, you tried a little bit to do a long distance thing and it just didn't work, and you kind of got lost in your lives. This is so interesting. Wow. It just feels, why it's interesting is because I think there is, which is good as a reader for me to check myself, you get the expectation that there's going to be, you're not in contact. So you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not in contact with them. I wish I was. But there is, it doesn't feel like, I guess I should just say, what Spirit's telling me, it's quite likely that you guys will just, if not be together again, you're going to connect again, because you really haven't escaped each other's sphere. So I see you've been in each other's orbit, kind of outer orbit, but social media is just the first thing that's coming to me. And of course, Facebook is like the most, you know, everyone from like 18 to 88's on Facebook. It tends to be the social media platform that there's a wide range of age, and people stay in touch in that particular universe. Spirit, you're gonna have to help me out, because everything you're giving me is really good. Can you clarify this? Clarify the Fool for me. Because Hermit and Fool together. So let me, okay, clarify the Fool. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So here we go. So we've got the Fool and the Hermit. They're facing each other, right? Now, I'm not feeling like one of them is you and one of them is your person, or vice, you know. I'm getting that this is the same person. And the feeling is one of a rich sense of like rich life, rich experiences, travel, but travel in a very broad sense, travel metaphorically, taking chances, being with people. And when I say with, I don't mean sexually necessarily or intimately. I mean being around people that are very unlike who they are, be that another country, be that another part of the US, if you're from the US, or any country that has sort of like different regions, which I don't know who's watching, so I can't presume to make the same statement about every country, right? But I feel fairly comfortable suggesting that most countries have different regions with different sort of populations of people. Something like that. Like this person has been just, you know, journeying through life while also through this experience and on and off these experiences, getting to know themselves. It's really quite wonderful. I mean, I would imagine kind of the feeling I'm feeling is like, who wouldn't want this? Like, who wouldn't want getting the experience, the feeling that this person has had it, again, not a lot of damage. There hasn't been a lot of trauma for this person, and they don't have a message for you. I'm going to keep looking, but what's interesting to me is they don't have a message for you because you guys are still somehow in contact with each other. There's no directive like, don't call me, I'm not going to call you. Maybe this could be maybe for some of you or only one person, like you've sort of played around with the idea of, you know what? They are so attractive. I really want to just reach out and call them and see what's up. You may not even live in the same city or same state, but they're burning a hole through your brain or something, like in a good way. Not, that sounds terrible. I have a 4-year-old and they're very literal. So when I say something like that, they look at me with a face of horror and I'm like, no, that's not what I mean. Yeah. So, and again, this is them, and it's also sort of, there's something just very positive. Let me just get this. Okay, so that is the, oh, interesting. Okay, give me a clarifier for, yeah, give me a clarify full again with another card. Whoa, okay, so take this one. Wow, okay. So after everything I just said, I'm glad I clarified full. They're ready to come back to you. It's like they're kind of tired of being solo or single, and they've done a lot of, clarify Hermit for me, please. Clarify Hermit. Wow, interesting. So maybe that's what you might be responding to. Yeah, one more for Hermit, please, Spirit. One more for Hermit. I think I'm getting it now. Okay, this is becoming very clear. Let's see. Yeah, they're ready. They're just like, okay. They're ready. They're ready to come back to you. Like, whether they've been with you or not. I feel like, again, you were in each other's circles. Maybe you were intimate somewhat, you know. I don't get that you were together for a long period of time. Again, whoever I'm speaking to here, this was one of those things that just didn't quite get off the ground, but it got off the ground enough for you to know that you really liked each other. And maybe you thought about each other off and on. You haven't quite lost touch in terms of like each other's orbits. But they must have, here's what I'm thinking now that I've got these clarifying cards, they might have reached out to you and you're sort of wondering like, what's up? And you didn't get like an official, like, hey, I've been thinking about you. I really want to connect with you. Can we hang out? Or can we talk on the phone? Or can we have a Zoom date or something like that? But they're lonely. They're kind of lonely, and they're ready for, they feel they have had a sufficient amount of self-knowledge. I am getting this person is female. I'm definitely getting a female energy. I never, you know, I'm weird about, if you've seen any of my videos, I always make a statement about gender. Like when I use words like feminine or female, I'm really just bound by language, but I don't even believe in gender. And I don't think there is even such a thing as masculine and feminine, but those are the words we have. So I'm forced as a speaker of a language, I'm forced to use those terms, but I'm getting that this person definitely has a kind of feminine energy, a very curious and adventurous and fun, and they wanted to see the world. They had opportunities, they took them, but it's like they're yearning for connection. You know, they're really yearning for, connection. Okay, so I think that about covers it. I hope this helps you, Smoky Quartz group. This is quite intriguing because this definitely did not feel like I don't know. There's nothing sad about it, which I guess is a good thing, right? But I certainly hope that this has given you what I look for in a reading is for it to provide clarity and to empower you to make choices in your life. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you're coming back again, thank you so much for coming back, and look forward to helping and reading with you again. Take care. Jeez, I hope I have that right. Okay, Aragon star clusters. Whoopsie, hold on. Oh, 35, okay. Hey, Aragon star clusters, I just realized. I hope I have these in order, but who cares? If you know what group you chose, then you know what you need to look for. So we are looking at your person, and this is the person with whom you don't have contact. You know, it occurred to me that this could even be someone that, you know, it's not a romantic thing. It's just somebody you're missing or curious about. So any human that you are not in contact with that is on your mind, whatever relationship that was, these readings are meant for you. And whichever one you chose is perfect. Whoops, just get these right. Okay. Okay, Spirit. Turning these over, and we have, well, interesting. Okay. Okay, so your person was going through something, I think in the immediate past, but it also feels like it might have been, they've been going through something for a while. Let's see what we've got here. More cards, please. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so whatever the thing was, this is the main driving energy here, Six of Swords. They were definitely they were in some crappy waters for a while. They had to fight a battle. A lot of it is just, so for this person, it's so interesting how different these readings can be. This person has definitely been through a lot. They've been through some trauma. They've been through some difficult life situations. This could be also past, not past life isn't, well, maybe it could be past lives too, but this is definitely, excuse me, stuff from like childhood and family. And they've continued. I'm getting the sense that they have finally stopped talking to their family. And that was somehow like a huge ordeal for them. Their families were causing them like a lot of, and again, if this doesn't resonate, or maybe it could be like people that were around them. It could be their community, their friends. I use the word family sort of, if it fits another context or group of people that this person is close to, by all means, that does apply. And it was a good thing that they left, because now they've got some possibilities. They've got, it looks like, almost like they've started to invest in themselves. Like I'm getting this vision of somebody who has realized that they can. So this is the Six of Swords. This is them leaving. And I've gotten the sense, these are kind of acting together, that they've basically decided to invest in their future. This is their future. Realizing that, holy crap, that place I come from has no bearing on who I am and what I'm capable of and what I can accomplish or what I can do, like, or what I have a right to. There's this sense that this person was mired and raised in sort of an ocean of just doubt and self-deprivation. Like, you know, they say hurt people hurt people. I'm not, just to be clear, of course, I'm in no way condoning whoever harmed this person, but of course, nobody meant to harm anybody. People do the best they can. We know that, right? We don't even need to say those things because they're obvious. But I will say, excuse me. Excuse me. I will say that because this person is really emerging from this sense of, wow, all the crap they told me and all the way I was treated was just not true. So they're really sort of on the precipice of this new life. And it's been coming for a while. You know, this isn't just like, oh, boom. But just so you know, they are finally in a place where they can even perceive that there's a future in which they are not here. And, you know, it is what it is, right? People do the best in sort of the circumstances they are. So I'm getting the feeling for some of you that this person was like, you know, you saw the best of them. You saw what they could be, but they weren't quite there. Or you were sort of like their cheerleader and you're like, why can't you see how great you are? You know, why can't you see what I see? And here's why. They just couldn't because they couldn't. You know, it's unfortunate. Certainly it was sad. I'm getting that I think you had to move on. Of course, this may not resonate with you, but it seems like you were just like, I can't take it anymore. And to be honest, I'm getting the feeling that they were kind of relieved because they saw that they were harming you, you know, that it was hurting you, and they loved you. I'm definitely getting they absolutely loved you, may still love you. Yeah, they're really feeling, again, I'm getting this, like, they're awakening, you know, this is so in the past. They're really like in a completely different place than when you all were together. And they want to come to you. They are still very much, you know, having to deal with their own, I don't like the word demons, but I will say with the challenges they were beset by as young people. So this is childhood, and this is a childhood card that often means is beautiful. It's lovely. It's, you know, beyond idyllic. And it's also a card that if your childhood wasn't beautiful and idyllic, then this also can very much represent that. Six of Cups. And the Nine of Wands this is an interesting card because you can take it as the person is bending down. They start here and they end here, or they start here and they end here. With your person, I'm getting that this is what how they started, and they're very much transcending, trying to work through a lifetime of all the crap that they had to deal with. So, it's pretty powerful. Whatever they're investing money in, I feel like it's a program, like a school program, or maybe it's an on-the-job training thing. They're investing in something that will make them money and make them happy emotionally. I don't know, getting maybe social work or some kind of emotional thing, but it also is going to put them in a spotlight of sorts, or they're going to shine in the world. The world will get to see their talent, you know. So it's this really beautiful, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place in terms of their development, because they are really transcending their circumstances, which, you know, those are words we throw around. It sounds a little maybe trite to say that, but they are absolutely just, this card really tells you, you know, this is the crap, and then they are literally they're holding on, and they're being like flown out. They're being airlifted out of the nonsense from which they come. And give me okay, you wanted to come out. Then there you go. Princess of Cups. Isn't that interesting? Just a little more of this, yeah. A lot of cups here and a lot of going this way. I have to tell you, I feel like they want to move towards you. So there is this sense of going this way, but then at the same time, these cards are going this way. So here's something that they want you to know that they don't even know. This is kind of their subconscious. I don't know if they're old, if they're young, but this new self is young. So if you encounter them or you decide you want to make a move toward them or something like that, or just reach out, know that they are still in a kind of fragile place. They're not fragile. They're strong as the day is long. I mean, they are pillars of strength for what they have survived, but they are still, they're figuring out, like, as I mentioned before, they're figuring out who they are outside of this. They are seeing, they are acting, they're actually doing stuff to invest in their lives. So it's not even just about changing their perspective. They're literally investing physically, monetarily, and they're beginning to see just a possibility. Now, these two cards are looking this way, okay, toward me, toward my hand. And they are subsequently in the reading, they're looking away from you. So I consider this you right here. And then these cards, not so, well, okay, these kind of aren't really relevant to what I'm saying, but these cards are going towards you. See, if I lay them down, they're going towards you, you viewer, you person. And I just laid this one down and she's also going towards you. So, excuse me, let me see. Where's some, where do we go from here? Actions to be taken. Give me 3 cards, please. Possible actions to be taken here. What needs to happen? Okay. 1 more card, please. Okay. And you gave me 3. I need 1, baby. That's me talking to Spirit, baby. 1 card, please, Spirit. Okay, that's way too many. Also, please 1. Okay, I may cut the deck if you don't give me a jumper. Whoop. Okay, that's a jumper. And you gave me a whole bunch, but 1 was separate from the pile. So let's see what we have here. Yeah. There's just a lot. There's a lot of challenge happening. There's just a lot going on. I think that this person, so these are action cards, like what should you do? These are kind of telling me that this person is like, again, they're just really, really focused on self, and they're dealing with this still, like this, there's still fallout. Tower is a beautiful card, by the way, even though it scares people, and this card is about destroying structures with a faulty foundation. So basically this muck down here is what Tower has done away with. So Tower is our friend. You know, Tower gets us out of that relationship that we know we need to get out of, but simply cannot. Tower gets us to the new job and has us quit the old one, even though we can't seem to just bear the thought of leaving X situation. They tear that one away, and then they also offer the new thing. So it's really a wonderful card. With, you know, it's a gift. But they're really having to do this, you know, they're really focused on seeing themselves in the world. They're still fighting battles, internal, external, but they're coming out strong. What I'm getting is that it wouldn't hurt. How does it look if they just reach out to communicate? Just say hello. Okay, no. Let's just cut the deck then. Yeah. I think they would love to hear from you. I think that because of their stuff, there's a part of them that feels like, kind of like ashamed. Kind of like, oh, I was so fucked up back then. I can't believe I did X, Y, and Z. And they're just not there. And I think it would be incredibly empowering for them, because they're in a position to hear it, to know that you never thought anything like that of them, that you hold them in the highest regard and you respect them and you love them, if you still love them, if you love them at all. But I think you can definitely reach out. Six of Wands here. It's a card of courage and victory. You're definitely in a better place. I mean, if anyone's going to make a move, again, this is not for everybody, because if this is somebody for whom, if you are hearing this and you're like, it'd be too much for you, or it would harm you or hurt you or put you behind in some way for yourself, don't do it. But for some of you, or, you know, maybe one of you, you're okay. You're in a good position to reach out to them, and you have to make that call, or you have to consult your own higher power or spirit. But if you are thinking about doing it and you feel like you're in a good position to do so, you definitely have the green light from spirit. But just know that this would be how are you? You know, extending, you don't even have to I'm not even getting okay, we can strike up a friendship, because I definitely am getting, not that it's here, but you guys really, this person really liked you. This person honestly just didn't feel good enough. I mean, you know, we're fragile beings, you know, as humans. So my suggestion is, if you feel so moved, by all means, reach out, call. I would call. I don't think this is a text situation. I think this is more of like make a phone call. You'll probably get voicemail, leave a message, or maybe they answer, and you know, have a conversation. If that leads to meeting up sometime for coffee, don't even touch that subject if you're getting they're juggling a lot, or they're still, like I said, developing and being this new incarnation that they are. But I hope that helps. I hope that helps you, Aragon star clusters. Do like, subscribe, comment in the comment section. I love responding to comments. Anything that you have to say, I'd love to hear. And until the next time, okay, take care. Okay, Azurite. Hello, hello. How are you? All right. So, your person, let me give these guys a good shuffle. You chose divine guidance, stillness, new connections, astral travel. Well, that's very much 7th chakra stuff. So you definitely chose kind of like way up there. Your connection with spirit and the heavens. Nice. Wow. Okay. Clarify temperance for me. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Interesting. Well, I don't know how to say this without sounding like your person's an asshole, because they're not. So I wanted to put that out there to begin with, but it's almost like I don't even think your person quite knows this, but something is starting to like permeate their consciousness. What do I mean by that? It's almost, I'm getting that your person is very good looking or very charming. They're the kind of person that, you know, those people that are just like, I've known some. They are just attractive. It's not that they're beautiful. They're not model attractive, but there's something about, they're magnetic. They're magnetic, but in a very like, there's different kinds of magnetism, okay, right? But they're magnetic in the sense that people just want to be around them. So they can seem extroverted. The word jolly and jovial are coming to mind, but that sounds like too much Santa Claus, and that's not quite the vibe I'm getting. But they're like the person at the party that they just kind of sparkle. Well, this is your person, but what's happening is that the person that I feel like I'm tapping into is this person. But they themselves are starting to feel, it's almost like they have too much to appreciate. Like they don't, they have one chalice, but they're like, In this case, even though it seems more like, I would say, the artist or the tarot card designer of this card probably intended for that card to be levitating. This, though, is very much, the message here is, I'm just sick of being a freaking king. Like, okay, I get everything I want. Everybody loves me. Great. But there's a kind of, sort of a malaise attached to it. And they want something else. It's like they're looking for love and they just can't quite seem to find it. So they're definitely, I would say, I'm almost thinking they're a water sign. They're emotional. They're an emotional type. I'm very much getting a male energy that is of the sort that, now again, I say this a lot. I don't abide by gender. What people are born with genital wise has nothing to do with gender. So when I say words like male or masculine or female, that's just because, unfortunately, language is very limiting. And that's all I've been given to work with for the moment. Hopefully that will change. So it's like a male energy, but someone who sort of like has a lot of, they're emotionally connected. They probably would make a great politician, but of the magnetic sort, not like they have a paternal vibration or anything, but people just are attracted to their energy and believe in them and believe in their message. They're a very just magnetic, attractive. I'm cautious to say extroverted, even though that's definitely how they probably would be perceived, but I don't have a strong sense of how. In fact, I'm kind of thinking they're one of those, introverts that look like extroverts, where they really do need to recharge, and they're learning that as they get older. But the thing is, they want something that they can't quite, so this is very much the end of a cycle, and also kind of having the whole world literally in your hands, having it all. But this is a case of this persona is kind of on its way out. And this persona is not going down without a fight. So this person, almost like an identity crisis, like they don't know what the fuck's going on, but something is shifting inside, and they might already be there and maybe, pulling back from social. I mean, we are in a pandemic, so it would make sense that they are forced to. But I don't feel like this is pandemic specific with this person. They're just developmentally in a place where they're like, I don't have the kind of depth I want in my relationships. I feel like I have friends or I have people I can rely on, but I don't have like this person that I can just talk to. And that's kind of bringing you, that's what these are. Okay, that's what's going on. It's kind of bringing up you. And I mean, these happen to look like female identified bodies, but they don't have to be, but I definitely am getting a more feminine energy. Again, your body can look however it looks. We're not talking about what genitalia you have or were born with. I'm talking about energy here. There's something, I'm really getting the strong vibe that like you're positively regal. in their minds. Whether you look fabulous or not, that's just not an issue here. We're talking about energy. But there is something, it's like you have it all. You have the bounty that they probably didn't appreciate when you were together. And you also are pretty balanced and fair-minded. So he's probably been with some, he or they, excuse me, have probably been with some very imbalanced people, for lack of a better way of putting it. Yeah, I mean, they want to reach out. It's obvious they want to reach out. They're at this precipice of change. They're not quite there, but they're just like, there's just dissatisfaction. Yeah. I mean, look at what we got. Lovers, Four of Wands. They're definitely missing you. They have a connection with you. They want you to know that, and they don't quite know how to get back to you. Which leads me to believe they're not in touch with you, like you're out of each other's orbit. My sense is that it was a dramatic end, and I think it might have been, it might have been you. Yeah, you guys probably had mutual friends, and you were like, you know what, fuck this person, I'm so done with them. I don't think they cheated on you, but I think they're the kind of person maybe that, like, they're so flirty, or they might emotionally cheat, but it's like, it's not even like they care about the person. They're just, it's just how they act. It's how they are. Getting a trauma vibe all of a sudden with them. Yeah, they're definitely changing. Something's up. So, you know, Hanged Man is very much about, people often think of the Hanged Man as like, it's this like time of inaction, just staying still, not doing. That could not be further from the truth. There's nothing but growth happening here. This is akin to a caterpillar in its pupa before it emerges as a butterfly. This is the card that comes before death. And when people see death, often, if they're not freaked out by it and thinking, oh my God, dying's going to happen or whatever, they see it as the transformational card. But I want to challenge that a little bit. Death is when the butterfly is already out. So the transformation has happened. Death signals that it has happened, not that it's about to happen. Hanged Man is where the transformation is occurring. It's happening here. And death is, again, the emergence of the butterfly. And so that's what's going on with your person. They're probably going into their cocoon and just having to change. And I see it too as like they're having to change because their dissatisfaction and malaise is really getting to them. Actually, I'm going to ask a different question. Spirit, tell me what this person wants person watching to do. What do they want Azurite to do? And by the way, Azurite, whoa, okay. Got too many cards. One card, please, Spirit. One card. What does this person, or what do they want Azurite group to do? One card, please, Spirit. Okay, again, you're giving me like 8 cards. Try it one more time. Okay, so these aren't the cards, but this is the card. Yeah, they want you to reach out. You know what's funny about them? They're kind of chicken. They're kind of scared. Again, it's like they're this super charismatic. I don't sense that they're famous, but it's as though they're that sort of person. So they, you know, if they're a celebrity or they're in the spotlight or whatever, sure, like we'll go with that. Or whatever permutation of that, you know, speaks to us. But they're definitely, you know, in this relationship, you're the strong one. Every card I keep getting for you is like, you're the powerful presence. And again, you're the feminine presence. Like, this is the masculine presence. It's funny how these energies kind of come up. So anyway, just kind of noting that as a side note. But they they would love it if you would reach out to them. They would love it. And mostly because they just don't have the courage right now. And I don't want to I feel like I'm smack talking about this person of yours that you're curious about, but I'm really not. And you know, okay. So of course I'm on your side, sort of. Like, this feels like one of those times where I'm like, my friend self is popping up, but I see my job here as a channel for whatever spirit has to tell you. But the fact is that you're just kind of better off. I don't know, stronger, or maybe just in the relationship itself, in the context, you were just like, you're sort of the no nonsense, like, hey, I love you, or hey, I like you, let's hang out. Like, you were really straightforward somehow. Again, I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm not saying you did everything right. You know, those extremes of the what do I call it? The sort of essentializing or bifurcating of like good, bad. I mean, that's nonsense, right? We know that's not how life is or what life is about. But you're sort of a clearer channel, and were in that relationship. And they so, I would almost, it's like almost like they want you more than you want them. Like, you're fine, you're good. They just really are like, you're the one that is coming up for them. Like, you keep coming up in their mind. They fantasize, they kind of have this fantasy, which is a fantasy. So that's something to step back and like acknowledge. You know, you're the one they want to like set up shop with and be with, and you know, they call you, they kind of feel like you're their soulmate. I don't use words like that, nor does spirit give me the message. I guess unless it were actually true, but I'm not getting such a message here. I am getting that there's a connection. I am getting that you walked away, which I think I already told you, and it's not necessarily relevant at this point. But I am also getting that if anyone's going to communicate, it's you. If you feel moved to communicate, by all means. Like, they would totally be beside themselves. But I want you to know that, you know, looking at this page, the way this is coming across to me is a very strong person. And this is someone, you know, this person is looking like right at you. I don't know if you can see that, but let's see how good the camera technology is. This person, see if it can focus. Will you focus a little bit? Nope. Okay. This person is looking at the viewer of the card. That's you. This person is kind of looking away, you know, but not with any intent. It's just sort of like, or intensity of like, they're just kind of looking off into the distance. So total take-home message is, if you want to contact them, it would make sense, and they're waiting for it. I would say email / text or /. And if it were a text though, not just like, hey, how are you? Or hey, what's up? But hey, I was just thinking about you. I've been doing this, or just a quick something beyond just the hey, what's up? Not a whole full-fledged letter. If you're connected on social media, obviously that's a possibility. But if you have this number, their number, excuse me, you know, text them. I'm saying I'm getting written communication. A lot of that is the scroll on that hand. And the sword is always like the pen, the sword. All right, Azurite, I hope that resonates with you, and have a blessed experience of life until we meet again. And again, like, comment, subscribe. Love to have you as part of the Take Charge Tarot family. All right, take care.